New intro. So much love and appreciation to those of you who have been with me for the 2 year period plus that I've been doing this. Thank you for showing your love and support to the channel. And to anybody else who is brand new to the platform and you would like to support the channel, also you can do it by way of Patreon, Anchor, the clothing store, and also the shoe shop that is listed in the comment description below. And again, thank you to any and all of you guys who have been here to support this channel during the 2+ year period. I wouldn't be able to do what I do every single day without you. California Governor Gavin Newsom signed a bill into law Thursday that returns beachfront property known as Bruce's Beach to the descendants of black couple who had the land taken away from them when they were forced out of Manhattan Beach property nearly 100 years ago. By signing Senate Bill 796, the state confirms that the taking of the land where the Bruces ran a successful resort for black beachgoers was racially motivated and done unlawfully. Quote, the land in the city of Manhattan Beach was wrongfully taken from Willa and Charles Bruce, should be returned to their living descendants. Also, it stated, the legislation declares, and it is in the public interest of the state of California, the county of Los Angeles, and the city of Manhattan Beach, and the people of the state of California to do so. Activists and lawmakers in California hope that this return of land will help advance efforts for reparations for black folks and other people who weren't allowed to build generational wealth. Quote, this bill sets the tone for the future reparations in California. And this was stated by Senator Steve Bradford, who authored the bill and is a member of California's recently formed Reparations Task Force. If you can inherit generational wealth, you can inherit generational debt. The city of Manhattan owes a debt to the Bruce family. The state of California owes a debt to the Bruce family. And the county of Los Angeles owes a debt to the Bruce family. And our governor today is here to fix his signature to this bill to pay the debt to the Bruce's family. Beyond the grassroots activism that kept the issue alive, the legislative process started when LA County Supervisor Janice Hahn realized that the county owned the area where the Bruce Resort once stood. Hahn called the great-great-grandson of Charles and Willa Bruce and started talks with the state lawmakers, county lawyers, and assessors. The state legislator and governor supported the efforts to return the land. Quote, the law was used to steal this property 100 years ago, and the law today will give it back. The goal over the next several months will be to transfer this property in a way that not only works for the Bruce family, but is a model that other local governments can follow. Returning Bruce's Beach can and should set a precedence for the nation, and I know that all eyes will be on Los Angeles County as this work gets underway. Right now, officials are working on how to transfer the land. One idea is to transfer the land with the ground lease to LA County to keep up with the fireground operations and pay the Bruce family rent. The county also has to assess the property's worth, verify legal descendants, determine the terms of the lease, and other technicalities. There's also the issue of Manhattan Beach, which is still debating whether or not to issue an apology over what happened close to 100 years ago. Governor Newsom also said that this is a great step forward, and as Governor of California, let me do what apparently Manhattan Beach is unwilling to do. I want to apologize to the Bruce family. I really believe this can be catalytic. What we're doing here today can be done and replicated anywhere else. There's an age-old saying, once a mind is stretched, it never goes back to its original form. All right, let me just start off by saying this. I'm not sure who Manhattan Beach is. I'm not even exactly sure who the owners are. Matter of fact, I don't even want to look it up because you're trash. You're garbage. For the most part that you have to contemplate even trying to fix your face and open your mouth to give an apology to land that you know was stolen from black people. Matter of fact, let's go over a little bit of information real quick. They said by 1912, Willa Bruce had purchased the land for $1,225, the first two lots along the strand between 26th and 27th Streets. While her husband, Charles, worked as a dining car chef on the train running between Salt Lake City and LA, Willa ran a popular lodge cafe and a dance hall, providing black families a way to enjoy on the coast. Many refer to this area as Bruce's Beach. A few more black families drawn to this new community brought and built their own cottages by the sea. But the Bruces and their guests faced years of threats and harassment from their Alabaster neighbors and their gangs. Purportedly, one of the gangs set fire to a mattress under the main deck and torched a black owned home nearby. When racism failed to drive the Bruce's community out of town, city officials in 1924 condemned the neighborhood and seized more than 24 properties through eminent domain. The reason, they said, was an urgent need for a public park. But for decades, the property sat empty. The Bruce's two oceanfront parcels were transferred to the state in 1948, then to the county in 1995. As for the remaining lots, city officials eventually turned them into a petty park overlooking the sea. So, automatically, right? The Bruces, what they decided to do, because they had, beachfront property that was basically set aside that was for Alabasters only. And we know how that worked back in those days. So they didn't want anybody that didn't look like them directly on those beaches. So they pulled themselves up by their bootstraps, right? They had jobs, which they worked, right? They paid their own tax dollars, right? They were benefiting the community in which they lived in, which the people who also lived there did not even want them to be there or live there or even take part on the beach. They spent $1,225 to buy up some beachfront property, sat up there and built up some other stuff so that black people would have a place so that they could come and feel comfortable and relaxed. And they built it up real nice. It was looking awesome. They had, parties and all that stuff going there. You know what happened? What happened was the Alabaster folks got jealous. They got angry. They got mad. It was like, oh, they're having so much fun over there. Oh, listen to the music. Oh, smell the food. Oh, look at how nice that it looks over there. They think that they're better than us. They're trying to show us up. So we're going to show them something. You know what they decided to show them? Racism. And racism is accepted wherever true Americans are.
Perfect.
But have other people tell history and they'll make it seem like this never happened, that it was just a mistake. Some things were overlooked, some things were mismanaged. Somebody wrote the wrong things on the paper, right? This is a part of history. This is American history. And this is the same thing that the Alabaster folks have been doing for years. There's still a lot of land out there that is owed to black people, that a lot of them are still on, been passing that down from generation to generation to generation to generation, claiming that, oh, we own land, we own this. No, actually you don't. Everything that you have is stolen. This whole country is stolen. You don't own anything. Even if you were born here, you don't own nothing. You don't own nothing. Go back and track your bloodline and tell me where you came from. It's not going to say that you came from the North American continent. It's going to say that you came from over there in Europe. Let's go take a look. Let's see how that works out. And then a lot of them want to sit up here and claim that they indigenous. How you indigenous when you sat up there and signed your name on the dotted line and claim that you native to this land, which you're not? The natives had to sit up there and teach you how to even survive here. But yeah, you want to sit up there, oh, I'm native. I have Native American ancestry. I have indigenous blood in my... No, you don't. No, you don't. That's just from a long history of lies, which you guys are very, 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 very good at telling. This is why you made the American government, because you wanted to make sure that the same rights that the natives had, that you had those same rights as well. Because the funny thing is, Native American actually used to belong, the terminology used to originally belong to the indigenous people, but now magically that terminology flocked to the Europeans that ended up coming here. It's funny how that worked. The indigenous people had brown skin, dark brown skin. They were able to survive here, and then magically overnight, they got whitewashed. Imagine that. But anyways, now back to Newsom. Now, I've spoken on him quite a few times before about a variety of things that he has stated. It is what it is. But now, I will say that this is a look in the right direction. Now, with the lawsuit that I think the descendants of the Bruce family have, I'm not sure if that's 100% going to go through. If it does, that'll be great because that'll be a start to that generational wealth that was lost and or stolen from them, and that'll be a way that they can, start to um, put back together that dream that was once broken, from their great, grandparents and whatnot. That'd be a great thing to basically have there in California, that black people can, have another place to go to feel free, that they don't have to worry about a lot of ridiculousness and nonsense basically taking place. But like I said before, this is, and I do agree that this is a step in the right direction. Do I feel that other states are going to follow suit in what Newsom and other government officials have basically done? No. Should they do it? Yes. Will they do it? No. Because there's too many true Americans out there that don't want to relinquish the power that they have. Knowing the fact that, yes, the land is stolen. Yes, it's not originally theirs, but they're going to be like, but look what we've done with it, and look what we've built, and all of this other stuff. Like, if we would have left it, with the original people, that's no telling, what this land would look like. Look at what's here now. Let's not focus on the past, but let's focus on what's happening right now, right? That's what they always like to say, right? But the other thing is, if Newsom was trying to make sure that he is going to get reelected at any point in time, I promise you he is going to get reelected. He if at any point in time he has said some odd type of things, I promise you black people there are gonna be like, you know what, we're going to weigh the pros and the cons. Yeah, you said something odd and something we disagree with, but we're willing to put that to the side because you did something for black people in the black community. And you actually did something that the United States government, right? The United States government doesn't even want to do, which is admit wrongdoing and try to correct that wrongdoing by giving back land, but also giving back the money that was stolen and giving it back to the right people. And on top of that, you're giving an apology. He's literally doing something that the United States government would never do. Because I want to just remind people real quick that before whatever is taking place right now, before this happened years ago, it was talked about giving reparations to black people, right? And then people were like, oh no, black people don't need reparations. And what would they do with the reparations? How would they spend it? And all this, right? Everybody was worried about all of that other stuff, right? United States government basically came out and said that, we really don't have the funds in order to do that. But then once everything started hitting the fan later on and about, the tail end of 2019 to 2020, the United States government literally overnight, the same ones that said that they would not give black people reparations, they were like, you know what? We found $2 to $6 trillion and everybody's getting stimulus checks. Wow. Look how that worked out. They gave every American a stimulus check, but they couldn't give a small section of America who has been treated wrongly, who has been enslaved, who is still degraded and seen as less than, who is still vilified and criminalized, who has gone through all types of villainous treatment, such as through medical, such as through police, such as through a variety, types of laws and whatnot. They couldn't even fix their faces in their pocketbooks to give back the things that they've stolen. We're not saying that you're going to be able to give back 100% of everything, but you could actually give back something, but you refuse to do that because it didn't have anything to do with you. It didn't have anything to do with the quote unquote true Americans, right? It didn't have anything to do with them. So because of that, you didn't want to do it. But because this has to do with everybody, now you want to sit up there and hand out money. Even though it's very funny, right? That if you go into a little bit of the news that we have at this moment in time, you have people from Afghanistan coming here living rent-free in Airbnbs, and they're also getting money from the United States government. But then when you have Haitians that are looking for assistance and help because they've been going through all types of atrocities, deliberate atrocities, and I say it like that. I'll say deliberate atrocities because it's amazing to me that the one group of black people that have literally liberated themselves and sent Europeans packing, and then also took that same liberation and took it over to South America. It's amazing how they're getting attacked. It's amazing how they're getting singled out. It's amazing how they're having all these issues, but I digress. So all of the Haitians wanted to basically come here to hopefully have, a better life. You know what the United States government did? They basically turned them away. But yet, you allowed a whole bunch of people from Afghanistan to come over here for free. If that doesn't tell you how skin complexion and race basically works, I don't know what does. I don't know what does. But anyways, like I said, good job to Newsom and the rest of your colleagues, because more than likely y'all going to be in office for a very long time because you did some stuff like that. And if you even want a better shot at staying in office even longer, like forever, and allowing your son to basically take your place after you pass, keep doing stuff like this, because at the end of the day, you're going to make everybody else look bad. And everybody else does not like to look bad. So they're either going to work against you, or they're going to copy what it is that you're doing so that they can be in that same light as well. So we're going to see how this is going to work within the next 5 to 10 years if, other people, right, decide to do the exact same things that Newsom and, his company is doing right now. But anyways, let me know what you guys think about this video and everything that I listed in the comment description below. And as always, peace, love, and stay tuned for the next video.